You know, it's 2025 and you can't even trust your own family. It's sad. 2026 is going to be the year where you really should trust no one. But here we are in 2025. Going forward, you shouldn't even trust your family. I'm going to give you a couple reasons as to why you can't and shouldn't trust your family. Unfortunately, people pass away. A lot of family have inheritance and valuables get passed down. Some valuables are more valuable than others, but I've seen families fall apart for the smallest amount of money after a family member died. Sisters, brothers, they're fighting over some small inheritance or money, and it causes conflict. A lot of families get broken up. Now, God forbid you have to go through this, but that causes a lot of family members to break up, and it causes a lot of family members to really show their true colors. So again, I pray that you never have to go through this, but if you do, you'll see what I'm talking about. Number two would be different values and beliefs. A lot of families have generational gaps in strong political, social, religious difference. And what happens is a lot of families just don't see eye to eye. That breaks down when you feel judged or misunderstood. And no one wants to feel misunderstood. The last 10 years, we've had a lot of political, cultural things that broke up a lot of families. If you voted for one party, then the other party, man, we can't get along. I mean, left wing versus right wing. If you're Democrat versus Republican, like that breaks up a lot of families. I would love to know how many families, in the last presidential debate, how many families had a nasty, crazy breakup where it's like you won't talk to your brother or your sister for maybe 5 to 10 years, maybe longer. I'm petty. Shit, I won't talk to my brother or my sister for 20, 30 years. Not for some political stuff, but So, the Black Lives Matter movement, I remember having white friends who went down and went supportive for that, and their family disowned them. Like, how could you? Now, the whatever, we ain't gonna speak on it, but it just show you, like, a lot of that will and continue to break a lot of families apart. Another reason would be social media exposure. And there's two ways I want to go about this. The first one would be relatives share private matters online. They gossip within the family groups. They spread personal struggles. And what happens is a lot of this stuff is meant to be private. So why are you going out making it public, whether it's subliminal or not? 20 years ago, a family secret stayed in the family for years. Today, you can't tell nobody. If somebody get pregnant, you don't want nobody to know. Somebody gonna find out. Somebody gonna make it a status for likes. Somebody gonna put a picture up. You didn't tell them. You didn't okay it. Like, social media just is gonna continue to make a lot of people not trust people within the family. You get a little following. You get a little, little business going. Everything's on social media now. So guess what? I'm not going to support you. I'm going to make up statuses and I'm going to talk bad about your business. And if you have a lot of followers, or I'm not going to support you. Social media. Everything comes back to social media. You got family members who mad because you got more followers, or like, goddamn. It's a crazy world we live in. You got more likes on your status, so I don't like you. How come your picture getting more likes? Social media. So that one was a two-parter. Like, social media, families gonna get in these private chats and start talking about shit that you don't want cousin Joe to know, so you gonna talk with the other cousins in a private chat. Or I'm gonna make a status talking about, how, you got into it, or having a divorce, or talking about divorce from your husband. Like that ain't for them to know. I didn't want them to know. Well, I didn't tell them, but you gonna go into it. Okay. So social media gonna continue and will forever As long as social media is around, it's going to make it hard to trust family members. Another reason would be competition and jealousy. You know, a lot of people, relatives especially, they resent each other success. It's like they will try to sabotage you. They will criticize you. If you get any type of, social media following, exposure, that will have them be jealous of you, and they will want to compete with you silently or subliminally. They will want to compete with you. And so that would be another reason. It's just, they're gonna go against you. If you get too big, or if they feel like they deserve your spot, they're gonna be jealous. They're gonna, and that's always been a thing. Family have always been, jealous or competitive, but it gets to a point to where it's unhealthy. It's not a healthy jealousy. It's not like a relative jealous. Nah, we passed that. You like real mad because I'm in a relationship and I got married, or listen, it is what it is. And then another reason would be, it's simple. Toxic patterns get passed down. They just continue to get passed down. And if you are in a family where there's a lot of toxic, negative energy, it will get passed down to you, and you probably know that it have gotten passed to you. And so I know at one point I was in a family where a lot of the negativity was just being passed down, about how bad the auntie was, or how crazy the kids, my cousin, but it's just toxic. I don't want to continue that pattern. But if you're in a family, a lot of that stuff just kind of get passed down to you. Trauma, it get passed down to you. And as long as you continue to stay in that family, that toxic family in 2025, I'm not saying you just get up and leave. I mean, if you at an age where you could, it's hard out here. I'm not saying it's easy, but man, you continue to stay with your family, it's just that trauma gonna be passed down to you. If you're in a good family, you're lucky. You're blessed, actually. But unfortunately, a lot of people are in families where, a lot of that toxic energy is just being passed down generation to generation. So I want to recap about what I was saying on reasons as to why you shouldn't and can't trust family in 2025. First was money and inheritance conflict. Second would be different values and belief. Third would be social media exposure. Fourth would be competition and jealousy. And the fifth reason would be toxic patterns will be passed down. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything. Let me know in the comments if you're going through any of these. Again, it's the hard truth. I'm not saying you can't love your family. I'm not saying you can't do any of that, but you trust is kind of, especially with everything that's available to everyone. Maybe the internet and social media and all of technology made it so easy not to trust family, but in 2026, like I said, it's just gonna be you versus you. You should be at a point to where you shouldn't even be relying on family. Don't trust them. You can love them from a distance, but listen, let me know if I missed anything. I love y'all. Deuces.